Hello, everyone. I just wanted to share some updated thoughts about the pandemic. I know a lot of you out there are solo practitioners or online practitioners and may or may not be having chances to interact with colleagues around some of these things. And I'm in a fortunate position where I talk to lots of therapists, so I maybe kind of want to normalize things for people or bring some insight about what you may be experiencing. So as clinicians, we are I think we're getting more attention to the fact that we are really dealing with a tough situation in lots of different aspects, and I've sort of addressed those in some of the other videos. But the fact that we are living through this pandemic, worldwide pandemic, at the same time our clients are. So for the first time ever, like I've said before, most of us are having an experience with clients that we've not had before. So just keep that in mind, that if you're feeling like it's difficult, it's because it is difficult, okay? So I am seeing more therapists and clients who are hitting like another level of low regarding the pandemic. Over the last few weeks, I'm having this conversation with a lot of different people and sort of just like, I just feel worse this week, or why am I not feeling well? So a couple things to think about with that. This is the time of year where we see seasonal affective disorder. There's also been some unusual weather events happening around our country that definitely impact that, and we're still recovering from 2020, and some of those things have followed us into 2021. There's still a lot of uncertainty about what happens after the vaccinations, as far as can you still spread it to somebody else, whether or not you've been able to get access to the vaccination, which can be really stressful if all of those around you have gotten them and you haven't, and it can be a frustrating system to access the right person to even get on a list. So those things are definitely contributing. But this new lower level that we're seeing, I think, is one of the things that we talked about early on, was the surge capacity, and that we tapped into our stores of coping and functioning during the pandemic, and we haven't had a time to really step away and rejuvenate those or replenish those. So we're continuing to work with less and less reserves and less emotional and physical resources to be managing what is happening. So, of course, self-care is such an important thing in life anyway. What I find is that many people only use things like an annual vacation or a big event as their form of self-care. And I think we're at a point where we really need to be looking closer to the ways we're getting self-care, not being so black and white about things that we have to do and don't have to do, and really look at having some ongoing support for ourselves. And that's going to look different for a lot of different people. My friend Julia Aro has a Facebook group for therapists. It's Self-Care with Julia, and I would encourage you to head over there, because she also has a membership where she can really kind of dive in with this kind of stuff, and you can find helpful information there. So let's not be, I think as therapists it's really easy for us to throw out, oh, self-care, self-care, self-care. But I think we need to be redefining that. What is the need? What are the ways to meet those needs? And the things that worked in the past are not working right now. And if you're feeling a little step below where you were before, a little more down, then there's a good reason for that. That doesn't mean that that's just the way it is, deal. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is there's a reason for it, and we need to be thinking about how we can manage that and how we can take care of that. I'm seeing more and more therapists who are talking about maybe I need to take off a whole week so I can just take care of myself. And can I afford to do that? And what does that look like for my clients? Or can I alternate? Maybe this week I'll take a Tuesday, and next week I'll take a Wednesday, and the following week I might take a Thursday, so that you're getting that time away, but it's not impacting the same clients. and maybe a little break in the middle of the week would be something that would be helpful for you. Spreading out your client load, maybe seeing fewer clients per day or having more breaks in between. My friend Vicki Smith just said recently that she's adding a buffer of 15 minutes between each client now. A lot of times we go back to back, client to client, or we might have 5 or 10 minutes between clients, and she's giving herself more of a buffer. And in addition to that, we need to be mindful of what are we doing with that extra time. If you're sitting there working on notes and admin stuff, that's not really giving you the break that you need. Like, you need to get up, walk around, maybe drink some cold water, do some stretches, do some mindfulness. Take advantage of that time to give yourself a break from the work that you're doing so that you can get the maximum benefit from that. So I think as we move forward through this pandemic, we need to continue to be creative about looking at new ways of doing things that used to work in the past that aren't working now. Recognizing that we're supporting ourselves and probably a lot of family and friends as well, and our client load. And so that's going to take a toll, and be aware of that and assess that and figure out what you need to do about that. I can't speak highly enough about peer consultation groups. I had a wonderful chat today with Cindy Gozansky and the whole therapist group, and we were talking about peer consultation and why that's important. I obviously, those that know me, I know that I offer a paid program for that, and there's lots of benefits for that. But I like to advocate for people getting it however they need it. So we addressed that some in our chat. And I do talk about, like, if you want to do it yourself, which is fine, these are some things you should consider to make sure it's the best experience for yourself. It's not all about trying to feed people into my program. I have a passion for the role of peer consultation, and so many more of us these days are either in solo practice or online practice or both of those things, and we're more isolated in ways that we haven't been in the past. So we just need to be aware of these situations and how we can get the support that we need. And if you're somebody who would only reach out for peer consultation when you had a challenging case, now might be a good time to think about incorporating that regularly into your life. Do you need to find a group of people who can meet once a week, once every other week, once a month? Make sure it's set on your calendar, make sure it's scheduled so you know that you have that coming up so that you can look forward to it. And don't just wait for when you really need something, because you'll get more benefit, you'll have less burnout, you'll have less imposter syndrome, you'll have less of a lot of those distressing things that come along with the work that we do as therapists if you're getting that regular support. So I can't speak highly enough about that. If you are interested in peer consultation support and don't have an avenue to do that for yourself, my enrollment for Oasis for Therapists is reopening. I have next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be offering a live open house where people can come, and I will give an overview of the program. There will be a couple members there to provide some feedback from their perspective, and then I'll be able to answer all the questions people might have. So you're welcome to join me for that. You do need to register so I know who to send the link to. So I will drop that in the chat here, but you can also, I think I've kind of posted it everywhere, so you should be able to find it. So I'll try to remember to drop the link in the comments here, but feel free to comment or message me if you are unable to find it. And then lastly, on one of the things that Cindy and I were talking about is I have a workshop coming up on Friday where I'm going to be talking about the 4 key areas of your private practice and really taking a hard look at each of those areas and making sure that you're having a well-rounded practice that's going to work for you. So this is kind of a last call for that. It'll be this Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be interactive. There will be some teaching. There will be some breakout rooms. There'll be some actual planning of action steps. And it's only $37. So it's real affordable. So those are just a couple things coming up. Please take care of yourselves and reach out to colleagues. This is the time we need that more than ever. So I want everyone to be safe and healthy and have an enduring career if that's what you want, and set up your practice in a way that really works for you so that you can enjoy your life and do the work that you love, and have really good work-life balance there. That's so important, especially now. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.